Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So today in our interactive lecture, we'll try to understand what is the meaning of investigation of an epidemic or outbreak. So in the current context of COVID-19 pandemic, this is one of the most relevant practical topic for medical student. Okay, if the worst situation come in our country, then we may have to move for investigation of an epidemic as a medical students. Okay, so within 1 hour class, we'll try to discuss the steps of investigation of an epidemic or outbreak and other relevant documents of COVID-19 in terms of outbreak. Okay, so you can find this class recording in my page also, facebook.com/Dr. Surya Parajuli. So you can access all the recordings as well as slides in your Google Classroom. Okay. Now, at the end of this interactive lecture or session, each student should be able to understand the meaning of investigation of an epidemic. So what is the meaning of investigation of an epidemic? Hope I am audible to you all. And the second part is the application of our understanding or apply the concept of investigation of an epidemic. So within 1 hour session, we'll have 40 minutes for class, 15 minutes for evaluation and 5 minutes for feedback. So I will evaluate you through reflection writing, MCQ test and class test. Okay. So this is photograph showing orientation on infectious disease control guideline organized by World Health Organization and Epidemiology and Disease Control Division, Nepal. So I was one of the participants. So it's happened in held in 2016, okay, 4 years ago. And you know, in a regular duration or in an emergency condition, WHO, Minister of Health and Population, provincial government used to organize this type of orientation program to the experts to tackle potential outbreaks, okay, potential infectious disease. So before starting my class, okay, so you can see in my screen, class test on outbreak investigation, BMCTH, MBBS. Just click this form, okay, and you will get some MCQs. So you need to submit, okay. So I'll wait for 5 minutes. I will share this link in your messenger group, okay. So I'm quickly sharing this link in your messenger. Let me wait, okay. So just open this Google form and answer these questions, okay. So I'm sharing in your messenger group. Please go to your messenger group. You can find Google form and open this Google form and submit your answer. So I'll wait for 5 minutes. Every student needs to submit, okay, these MCQs, this class test before proceeding to other slides or steps of outbreak investigations. So I'm waiting your response. Till now, 0 response. So I got one response from one student. Okay. Two response now. Kuldeep. The second one. We have 47 students. So at least I need 47 response. So please do quickly. Okay, it will take only 1 minute. Free response. Six, seven, good. You can see in your screen, on your screen. $22. Okay. $28. Please complete as soon as possible. $30. $34, $35. Okay. 38. Good. Few students remaining. So now we have 30 seconds only, okay? Only 30 seconds. Please complete. 44. Okay, now let me stop here, okay? Or you can send your answer in between because it will record your time too, no problem. So we have put our current time is 2:25. Sorry, yeah, 2:25. Okay. Though you can submit your answer. Okay. So let me see response. Let me see response this of these questions. Okay. Number one is a single case of COVID-19 at Morang district is. So we got 44 response. And which is the correct answer? Okay, this one is sporadic. Single case of COVID-19 at Morang district, Nepal is epidemic. Okay, so only 11.4% student answered correctly. Only 11.4%, okay, answered correctly. The answer is epidemic. Single case of COVID-19 at Morang district is, okay. Now I already give you answer, so do not send your response now because it will change the percentage of right answer. Okay. Full form of CICT is it's a contact case investigation and contract tracing. Okay. So 60% student answer correctly. Case investigation and contract tracing. Okay. So this is how we can access you in between your classroom. The first question, single case of COVID-19 at Morang district is epidemic. It's not sporadic. So you confused with the term sporadic. That means you need to understand the meaning of terminology. Okay, epidemic, endemic, pandemic, and sporadic. So these are important terminology in your epidemiology. I hope you learn a lot, different design, different methods of infectious disease prevention and control. Sorry, communicable disease, non-communicable disease. Okay, now let me start again. So this is your class state. So I can find who are the right, who give right answer and who give wrong answer or need correction. Okay. So I'll send you another set of questions in your Google Classroom after this class. So you need to submit within 15 minutes of completion of this class. So I request all the students, those who are currently present in this session. This is a very, 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 very important class for practical point of view. As a doctor, as a future medical officer, as an intern, even as a final year student. In Haryana, India, so they are using final year MBBS student to manage COVID-19. Maybe, and in near future, we need to ask all the medical students to prevent for prevention and control of COVID-19. Or you may need to go for outbreak investigations. So you can see COVID-19 epidemic or outbreak in Nepal. So I'm using here two words. One is epidemic, another one is outbreak. So you can see this is map of Nepal, and you can find number of cases COVID-19 PCR, RT-PCR positive cases in almost all districts. Okay, and this is enlarged view of province number 1, where your medical college is situated. In our province number 1, we have 14 districts, and in all districts they had reported COVID-19 cases. The last district, okay, where we found COVID-19 cases is Okhaldunga district. Okay, so in the today's context, we have COVID-19 cases reported from all district of province number 1, and you can find situation report in Nepali language as well as in English language in their official website of Ministry of Health and Population. Just we can click this link. Okay, let me click. Okay, now you can see this is drive of Ministry of Health and Population to report situation. Site rep means situation report. SIT REP means situation report. So you can click. It's freely available. Okay, in the website. So you can see. So in any outbreak condition, we need to have information, actually right information, not the rumor. And you can find right information from their official website. Okay, let me see. It may not be visible from there. Okay, let me increase this size. Okay, now we can see. Okay, cases of COVID-19 and the different provinces, even different districts of Nepal, and the different activities undertaken by government of Nepal and different agencies. You can see everyday number of cases is increasing in our country. Okay, in Nepal. You can find infographics. Okay, that is number of RT-PCR positive cases in almost all districts of Nepal. So you can see pie chart: 91% male, only 9% female. So majority are male because of abundance of foreign employed men who return from India and other countries in our country. And these are the list of laboratories where we can perform RT-PCR. You can find the activities and details of each province, Sudur Paschim province of Nepal. So you can find the details. So this is the way how we can access the right information during pandemic or during outbreak or epidemic. Okay, so you should know, as a medical student, you should know the right channel of information. Okay, you should know how to access the right information, because you need to advocate for a community or media or other persons. So you need to give them right information from authentic site or authentic source. Okay, and COVID-19 is not only new outbreak in our country or epidemic in our country. We have many outbreaks. Okay, in the past years, like measles outbreak among unvaccinated children in Bajura. So in our Bajura district, there was measles outbreak among unvaccinated children, and it may happen. So in the context of COVID-19, because many children are deprived of vaccination. Actually, it's already happened in Urlavari community of Morang district. and WHO initiated some prevention and rapid implementation measures so they can control. Okay, actually they did, you know, all the activities in right way to control measles outbreak in our province. You can see another strict Jajar code, outbreak investigation of diarrheal disease. So diarrheal outbreak, measles outbreak. You can see the word outbreak, why not epidemic? So what is the difference between epidemic and outbreak? So let me discuss in my next slide. So what is epidemic? Epidemic is a Greek term. Epi means upon, demons means people. Okay. So actually the occurrence in a community, certain community or region of certain cases of illness, maybe disease, or any specific health related behavior or health related events, clearly in excess of normal expectancy. So beyond expectancy, beyond normal expectancy, if there is a rapid upsurge of any health related events like dog bite events or any measles like illness or influenza like illness or any unknown fever. So in these type of events, we can consider the particular event as an epidemic or outbreak. And in your class test, you found one question, one case of COVID-19 at Morong district is an epidemic. It's not sporadic because the unusual occurrence in a community or region of disease or a specific health related behavior or other health related events clearly unexpected occurrence. There are two terminology. One is normal expectancy. Usually the healthcare providers or authorities, okay, expect for a certain number of disease or health events. If it increases, okay, if there is excess than the normal expectancy, then it's called epidemic. If we have some expected occurrence, but it goes beyond or excess of expected occurrence, then it is called epidemic. What is outbreak? Outbreak and epidemic, there are two terminology. Okay, outbreak means if an epidemic is limited to localized increase in the incidence of disease in certain village, town, or closed institution, this is called outbreak. Sometimes, so let us suppose in your hostel, okay, you have food poisoning. So it's a localized within a closed institution. So you need to identify what is the source of that particular food poisoning. So this is outbreak. In your previous slide, okay, you found, okay, measles outbreak and diarrheal disease outbreak. So this is outbreak in that particular area of that particular district. So if it is in within village, town, or closed institution, then it is called outbreak. We can use the term outbreak and epidemic interchangeably, but the main difference is it's geographical. Okay, geographical in the context of geography only. Means if it covers large area, then it is called epidemic. If it is within a certain village, town, or community or closed institution, it's called outbreak. The term used for small, usually localized epidemic in the interest of minimizing public alarm. Actually, it's more, you know, social or socio-political term. If you say epidemic, then we need to, you know, work more. We need to interact. We need to report with different governing organizations, ministries, as well as other, you know, WHO and other organizations. We need to follow some international health regulation. But if you say outbreak in a localized area, it will decrease or it will minimize the public alarm or panicky. Okay. So sometimes the concerned person of who came for outbreak investigation, they use term outbreak rather than epidemic. But the main difference is its geographical distribution. If it is in large area, then epidemic. If it is in small area, then outbreak. If it is localized, if localized epidemic means outbreak. Now you can see a single case of the disease. Answer of first question. A single case of the disease that has never occurred before or might have a significant implication for public health policy and practice can be judged an outbreak or epidemic which deserves to be investigated, like single case of COVID-19. So in the local context, we can say outbreak, or if it is in a large geography within a certain district, then epidemic. If it is within the old or in certain region, then definitely pandemic. So it's global pandemic, but in our context, it may be outbreak only. So how we can determine the existence of outbreak? So this is a real example. In the year 2071, Vaisak, we have hepatitis outbreak in our city, Biratnagar. So what we found at that time, I was at BP Korea Institute of Health Sciences, and our team came here and we investigated for this outbreak. What is the possible cause of this outbreak? It's already published in journal. Okay, you can find too. So total number of cases of jaundice reported to District Public Health Office Morang during Vaisak 2071 alone, within 1 month, 1,473 cases of jaundice reported to District Public Health Office Morang. Normally, what is the past data? Okay, cases per year. In the year 2068-69, they have only 1,786 cases. That means in the whole year, means 12 months, they have only 1,786 cases. That means 149 in average per month. 69-70, 204 per month. But in the year 2071, Vaisak, within 1 month, you can see here 1,473. It's more than 10 times. So this figure clearly demonstrates the outbreak of jaundice. It's not usual, it's unusual. It's outbreak of jaundice at Biratnagar in the year 2071 Vaisak. Okay? There are two assumptions. So before declaring any outbreak, we need to consider these two assumptions. No change in surveillance system, no change in case definition of the jaundice. Okay, the same system of surveillance of reporting disease or recording disease, and there is no population movement. Maybe sometimes there is a rapid, migration, immigration of individuals in a certain town, and it may, increase the number of cases, number of certain illnesses. Then we need to rethink to declare outbreak or epidemic. If there is no change in surveillance system, no population movement, and the cases increases than our normal expectancy, because our expected number is only around 200, but you can see within a month 1,473. So this figure clearly demonstrates, reflects the condition of outbreak. Okay, so why disease or health problem occur? Again, we need to understand the concept of epidemiological triad. There are three parts. One is environment, one is agent, another one is host. Agent, host, environment. The interaction between agent, host, and environment, or agent, host within its internal or external environment, is called epidemiological triad. So you can see host, agent, many virus, bacteria, fungi in our environment. It's external environment as well as internal environment. If there is a bridge between environment, agent, and host, so it may lead to some disease or some health problems. Okay. So how COVID-19 outbreak or pandemic occurs? Because of disruption between agent, host, and environment. Okay, there is some mismatch between agent, host, and environment. There is some failure of interaction between agent, like coronavirus, or host, humans, and their surrounding environment. So while investigating outbreak, while controlling and preventing outbreak or epidemic, we need to understand the concept of epidemiological trial. Even in certain disease, we need to think about multifactorial causation of disease or wave of causation of disease, especially for the chronic disease. Okay. So what are the objectives of investigation of an epidemic? Okay. We have some objectives of investigation of an epidemic. The first one is to define the magnitude of epidemic in terms of time, place, and person. You already know what is the definition of epidemic, epidemiology. So in the definition of epidemiology, I think you understood the concept of frequency, that is prevalence and incidence. Okay. Distribution of disease or health events, and determinants are the factors. In your epidemiology, we have only three concepts. Okay, one is frequency. Okay, another one is distribution. Another one is determinant. So in the objective of investigation of an epidemic, we try to define the magnitude of epidemic in terms of time, place, and person. Time distribution, place distribution, and person distribution. Magnitude means it's a frequency. To determine the particular condition and factor responsible for the occurrence of epidemic. So what are the factors? What are the particular condition that leads to that particular outbreak of unknown origin or known origin? Further, we need to identify the cause of particular outbreak. What is the source of infection? What is or are the mode of transmission of certain disease? So what are the mode of transmission of COVID-19? Many studies going on, okay? And the most prevalent one is through droplet infection. And to formulate prevention and control measures as early as possible. So our objective is, or our objectives of investigation of epidemic are, you need to identify the frequency, distribution, and determinants of that particular outbreak of known origin or unknown origin. Further, you need to identify cause, source of infection, and mode of transmission, and initiate through your existing knowledge or knowledge gained through that particular outbreak investigation for the prevention and control of outbreak or COVID-19. We can consider COVID-19. Okay. So what are the purpose of investigation of an epidemic? To control the current outbreak, definitely. People are investigating COVID-19 outbreak. So what is the purpose? To control the current outbreak and to prevent future outbreak or secondary wave of COVID-19. So prevention of secondary wave or second wave of COVID-19. To control the current outbreak and prevent the second wave of COVID-19. So these two are the purpose, main purpose. Describe the new disease. 3 months ago, we didn't have any evidence or description of COVID-19. Now we have ample, substantial information on COVID-19 and learn more about known disease. Sometimes, why? Because of our outbreak happens within some known disease. What are the some enabling factors that promotes that particular known disease to be an epidemic or to be to have outbreak potential? So you should know. This is our purpose. Another one is evaluation of effectiveness of prevention program. So government said we did lots of prevention program to prevent and control outbreak in Nepal and India. But is this real? Is this in right direction? For that, we need to go for investigation of epidemic. We need to analyze our epidemic data. Another one is evaluation of effectiveness of existing surveillance system. Is our surveillance system is good enough? Are the person who are responsible for surveillance system are good enough or have adequate knowledge. Actually, in the current context, it's failed. Another is training the health professionals. It's always new training opportunities to local person. Another one is responding to public, the political party in some legal concern, like food poisoning. If you have food poisoning, common source food poisoning from hostel, canteen, or from some restaurant, then there is legal problem, legal concerns. You can file the case against that particular restaurant or mess. This is legal concern, sometimes political concern in the community or public concern. Okay. Who conduct outbreak investigation? It is not the job of single person. It's the job of or responsibility of several expertise responsible for OBI. That means not our Biratnagar, it's our OBI means outbreak investigation. So epidemiologist, community medicine, public health, master in public health, microbiologist, lab technician, data scientist, environmental health experts, media personals, administrator, plus required as per nature of outbreak. As per nature of outbreak, we may have many members or experts for outbreak investigation. And the most important part is good communication skill is crucial. If you fail to communicate with your public or political leaders or civil society, then it may be difficult to prevent and control outbreak. So we need media because rumor or infodemics is one of the major challenges for prevention and control of an outbreak. For that, we need to use media at the grassroots level of outbreak investigation so that they understand the right thing and deliver right information to the public and the political leaders too. Okay. For that, we need a speaker. Okay. We need to choose a particular person who speaks with media. Otherwise, it will mess up. Now, this is one of the most important steps of outbreak investigation. It is in your part 2. Okay, it's commonly used steps of outbreak or epidemic investigation. Okay, and it's a common question even in your exam. So 10 steps of outbreak investigation. First one is verification of diagnosis. You need to verify the diagnosis. Is the diagnosis is real or right one? Or should we need to change the diagnosis? Number 1. Confirmation of existence of an outbreak. We need to confirm. Is the outbreak is real or is there any existence of outbreak? Defining the population at risk. So the public health, we need to identify the population at risk or denominator. Rapid search for case and characteristics. Data analysis. Formulation of hypothesis. Testing of hypothesis. Evaluation of ecological factors. Further investigation of population at risk and writing a report. So these are 10 steps of outbreak investigation. So let me go one by one. So before preparing for outbreak investigation, you need to verify rumor. Actually, it's a real or not. We need to identify. We need to talk with local person. We need to talk with local experts or media. And in the current context of Nepal, we need to talk with local government officials to verify the rumor. Is this real or is this just a rumor of outbreak? We need to identify. Sometimes it's more political agenda than public health agenda. So you need to verify. As an expert team member, you need to verify the rumors. So you need to manage for technical competent experts. Sometimes you need to go for microbiology lab. So you need to test for a stool sample on the particular site. For that you need technical experts. You need logistic like microscope and other arrangement. You need administrative support, like for transportation, you need driver or some officers, to coordinate with local authorities. Sometimes we need security persons. Then, after formation of team and logistics and technical SOPs or guideline or all the experts, you need to prepare for outbreak management kit according to initial information. So before going for outbreak investigation, you must have preliminary knowledge. Based on that, you need to form the team. You need to prepare for outbreak management kit, because investigation of outbreak does not mean just go there, ask some questions and collect information and submit the report. It's not like that. You need to treat the affected person. You need to initiate control and prevention measures. You need to report the concerned person. So for that, we need experts. We need doctors, public health experts, media, everyone. Based on our initial information, sometimes the real outbreak may be different than our preliminary information. For that, we need to ask for help with other expertise. We need to brief the members of investigating team regarding what is or are the roles and responsibility of each team member. Okay, few students already left. Role and responsibilities, we need to assign the speaker. And the most prominent issue nowadays is method of personal protection, PPE. So use of PPE is most important. Otherwise, you may be infected. And we doctors we neglect ourselves to use PPE. This is most important to prevent us from infection or from possible threat of infection. Okay, so preparation before outbreak investigation. Why outbreak investigation is unique? What are the uniqueness of outbreak investigation? Why it is different than our clinical treatment at hospital setting or any regular community program of health education or community clinic? Because there is presence and urgency to conclude the investigation quickly, which may lead to hasty decision. There is pressure from public, from media, from local personals, that is, or from politicians. And sometimes due to urgency, due to pressure, you need to go quick, which may lead to hasty decision, sometimes bad decision, which is not going to be helpful actually to manage the outbreak. Data sources are often incomplete and less accurate. Sometimes you may have to come back with incomplete data, with less accurate data, which is very, very bad to identify actual source of infection or actual progress of outbreak or its epidemic curve. I think other faculties already taught you in their epidemiology class. Publicity surrounding the investigation. Community members may have preconceived ideas. Sometimes they have preconceived ideas. I think you heard in our social site, even our leaders, okay, concerned person, they have preconceived ideas, which is very, very bad. Decrease statistical power due to analysis with small number. Sometimes if we have a small number, it will, affect our inference, means our final result. Actually, statistical power is a more, statistical term. I think Dr. Tara will teach you in your 7th semester biostatistics class. Okay, but the most important part is the first step of verification of diagnosis. So how will you verify the diagnosis? Okay, verification of the diagnosis is usually made on either clinical basis or lab basis. Okay, based on your clinical features. Like COVID-19, we have some clinical features. So based on that, we can suspect COVID-19. Laboratory features like RDT or RT-PCR or some epidemiological parameters. So we have three types of diagnosis: clinical, laboratory, or epidemiological. Sometimes we need only clinical, laboratory, or epidemiological. Sometimes we need all. So as an expert team member, as an OBI team member, as an OBI team, first you need to verify the diagnosis. Sometimes, okay, I think last night I had one program, okay, what is the significance of dengue in the context of COVID-19 outbreak? We need to be very cautious regarding possible outbreak of dengue in the context of COVID-19. Maybe sometimes we are running behind COVID-19, but actually it may be dengue because the features are almost same. So you need to verify the diagnosis. Is it actually COVID-19 outbreak or dengue outbreak or chikungunya outbreak? So you need to identify, you need to verify. Ensure that the problem has been properly diagnosed. The outbreak really is what it has been reported to be. For that, you need to review clinical findings and laboratory results for affected people. So you need to review the clinical findings and laboratory results for confirmation. You need to visit or talk to several people who become ill with adequate personal protective equipment. So you need to verify diagnosis. So first you need to verify diagnosis, verification of diagnosis. Is that particular disease or illness or health events is real or not? You need to verify through these methods. Okay? Then you need to confirm the existence of an epidemic. So how we can confirm existence of epidemic? In my previous slide, I already gave you some hints. So you can see comparing the disease frequencies during the same period of previous year. Now people are now media are advocating for increased number of suicide cases. Suicide is increasing day by day. Actually, there is no suicide epidemic. Till now we don't have suicide epidemic, but people think that due to COVID-19, cases of suicide increasing day by day. Maybe in near future there may be suicide epidemic due to COVID-19, post COVID-19. Okay, but till now it's not suicide epidemic because we need to compare with previous year data. At least last 3 years, it's not increased significantly. An arbitrary limit of 2 standard error from the endemic occurrence is used to define as epidemic influenza. 2 standard error means 2 standard deviation. Okay, I think in your first semester, Dr. Tara already told you the concept of mean and standard deviation. If you have certain average number of cases of measles at Birat Nagar and it increases by 2 standard deviation. Okay. So mean plus 2 standard deviation. If it crossed mean plus 2 standard deviation, then we can say it's an outbreak or epidemic. So for that we need data. We need to calculate. Okay. But how to identify statistically? So statistical identification of existence of epidemic means mean plus 2 standard deviation or standard error. Sometimes clustering of cases or any unknown deaths. Okay. So this may be an epidemic. Increase in cases or death, certain increase in cases or death, or clustering of cases or death in certain geographical area or certain ethnic group. Single case of disease of epidemic potential like corona, COVID-19, and acute febrile illness of unknown etiology. Sometimes due to unknown cause, many people died due to acute febrile illness. So in that condition, we need to identify, we need to confirm. First, we need to verify the diagnosis and we need to confirm the existence of an epidemic. 2 or more linked cases of disease with outbreak potential, like measles. If we find single case of measles, 2 or more cases of measles, cholera, dengue, diabetes, Japanese encephalitis or plague, then we need to suspect outbreak. Unusual isolates of cholera. Cholera is quite endemic in our country, but if you find cholera O139 variant, this is unusual isolate, so we may suspect outbreak of cholera. Unusual presentation of any disease like food poisoning or cholera, okay? Like environmental factors, rainfall, climate, okay? Greenhouse effect or global warming. Maybe epidemic health events, okay? Not only the disease. Epidemics mean not only for the disease, it's maybe for health events or the states, okay? Shift in age distribution of the cases. Sudden shift in age distribution of the cases, okay? Like measles death in old age, or elderly. So it may be outbreak. Natural disasters, we can consider this as an outbreak, because after natural disaster, we may have outbreak of measles and plague and other disease. So we need to consider these points while, uh, confirming the existence of an epidemic after verification of diagnosis. Okay. Third part is defining population at risk. So defining population at risk. So in population health, in the public health or outbreak, we must have information of denominator. Without denominator, without population at risk, we cannot calculate attack rates. So attack rate of certain disease. So what is attack rate? I'll teach in my next slide. Provide us with possible number of people at risk, who are at risk, and mapping help us to know area, ecological, environmental factors. In your CDP and FHE, we did mapping, spot mapping. So this is very, very important, even actually for outbreak, okay, and even for our endemic disease. So you can see for that, okay, to define population at risk, you must have to go for two approaches. One is you need to obtain the map of an area. You need to create detailed current map of area. Nowadays we can use Google Map too. If not available, you need to prepare. You need to, collect information on natural landmarks, road, all dwelling units like house, family, source of water, other important features. So we did this thing in our FHE program. You did for FHE, for particular family, even for a particular water community. So this is the same, okay? And counting the population, how many numbers of ward within that municipality, how many community cluster, what is the age distribution pattern. So for that, we can assign lay health workers or female community health volunteers to visit house to house and to collect information. Not only, the team, outbreak management team or outbreak investigation team. We need to talk with, we need to ask for help with lay health workers or community health workers. Then the fourth one is rapid search for all cases and their characteristics. Now, you need to, before identification of case, you need to identify population at risk. In the clinical science, you need to identify first case. You need to treat patient, single patient or individual patient. So in the population, first you need to identify population, then only case, okay? So now rapid search for case and their characteristics. So under this heading, what is the process for these steps? You need to framing a case definition. It's not like a clinical science. We may be more reluctant. So while treating our case, but in case of outbreak investigation, we must have a standard operating procedure. We must have certain features, okay, or certain written documents for case definition. Searching case through medical survey or epidemiological survey, either through medical survey or through epidemiological survey, okay, or laboratory-based survey like RDT, which is used for epidemiological survey. Case definition means operational definition. Operational definition means for that particular operation, we need to develop definition, okay, for that particular disease or health event. Is a standard set of criteria for deciding whether an individual should be classified as having the health condition of interest, of our interest, like COVID-19. We must have to frame operational definition. So case definition criteria, it may be clinical or biological information about the disease, or a specification of time during which outbreak is occurred, information about location or place, okay, who came from epidemic potential areas, okay, characteristic about person who are affected. So case definition should be balanced, practical, reliable, and applied without any bias. It should be feasible. If you say for suspected case of COVID-19, we need to go for RT-PCR for every individual. It's not possible. It should be relevant, okay? And this is actual case definition of COVID-19 cases, okay? So what is suspected cases, what is probable cases, and what is confirmed cases? Suspected case means based on certain clinical features, okay? Probable case means suspected cases with whom we test for COVID-19, but it's not conclusive, like RDT test. If we do RDT test for suspected cases, then it is probable cases. For confirmation, we need PCR test. So this is actual concept, actual outbreak investigation process in the current context of COVID-19. Suspected with clinical feature If you do RDT test, if it is RDT positive, then we can say probable cases of COVID-19. If you confirm with RT-PCR, then we can say confirmed cases. Even in the PCR, there are many, false positive. Okay. For that, we need to integrate with our epidemiological diagnosis, clinical diagnosis, and lab diagnosis. So these all are inclusive, not exclusive. Epidemiological, clinical, and laboratory diagnosis. So this is epidemiological case sheet. So I gave you one question from here. CICT, case investigation and contact tracing. Okay. So this is case investigation and contact tracing team. CICT has been formed in the local government. Okay, for contact tracing. So you can see epidemiological case sheet. This is case sheet used in our province. Okay, this is epidemiological case sheet used in our province. Okay, for COVID-19 case investigation. This is for clinical case. So you can find in this drive. Okay, so let me show you. And then I think I need to stop. Is there any class up to 3 p.m.? So we'll answer. I don't know. So you can see. So this is our guideline. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Case investigation form. Okay, this is case investigation form of COVID-19, suspected cases of COVID-19 based on WHO guideline. So for our province number 1 under Ministry of Social Health, Social Development. Okay, so they developed this guideline. Sorry, this reporting form or case investigation form. It's like our history taking. Okay, history taking book in our hospital setting, or even in your log we can find patient information, clinical information of patient. Okay, it's easily available. I'll share in my slides as well in your Google Classroom, so you need to read once. Okay. And section 3, exposure travel information. Okay, this is for case investigation. See, contact with probable or confirmed cases. I already told you suspected cases. What is suspected case? What is probable case? And what is confirmed case? Okay. And laboratory information. Okay. Then this one is case investigation form and details. Okay. So you can find these all are the case investigation form. For the contact tracing form, those who are in contact with case, for that we need to go for contact tracing. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. Now, from I think in my next class I'll teach you the other steps of data analysis, hypothesis formulation, and the testing. Okay. So today we completed the background information of outbreak in the real context of COVID-19, and what are the 10 steps of outbreak investigation, and we discussed in detail all the first 4 steps of outbreak investigation. Okay, so we are out of time, so I think I need to close, and due to your homework, classwork is not possible. So kindly go to your Google Classroom and write a reflection or questions asked in your Google Classroom. So before 8 p.m. today, not within 15 minutes. So before 8 p.m. So it's automatic. So before 8 p.m. please try to answer all the questions, MCQ, SAQs, or PBQ related to outbreak investigation, and even previous questions, previous class. You need to write your reflections or answers which are available in your Google Classrooms. So thank you very much. I think I need to stop here, and hope you understood a little bit about COVID-19 as well as outbreak investigation. Hope you can apply this concept in your day-to-day practice. In my next class, I will try my best to complete this chapter, especially this unit or lesson of outbreak investigation. Actually, this is a big topic. Okay, it's not possible to complete within 2-hour classes, but let me try my best. So if you have any question, related to outbreak investigation or the other chapter, so you try to ask in your messenger group or in your Google Classroom. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day. I think I need to stop here. We have only 43 students, so people are sleeping. Okay, or they have internet problem, I don't know. Okay. I think I need to stop here. So thank you very much, everyone.